Good morning, guys. Welcome to Friday. How many of you felt that earthquake this morning? 4 a.m. I'm sitting in my chair and the lamps start swinging and the doors start rattling and my chair is rocking. I check outside, the pool water is sloshing. It was incredible. I've been in California my whole life and only twice have I actually experienced an earthquake, and that was the second time, and that one I actually saw it and I felt it. It was amazing. That earthquake, I was looking around immediately to try and find out where that earthquake was. Like, is that in Sacramento? Is that in Northern California? It was in Nevada. It was a long way away, but it was a big one. It was a 6.4, and it was about 4.7 miles deep, and it's in the middle of nowhere. And this is interesting. So when we have earthquakes, usually we think of earthquakes as being right along major fault lines. We all think about the San Andreas Fault in California running up and down near the coast, but this one was inland, a long way inland. And it's strange. I was looking up trying to figure out when, where's the next major fault, and there's earthquake faults all over the area, but nothing major. And a lot of them, if you look at the last time they shook was 100,000 years ago or something. This particular one did have an earthquake back in 1910, but like a big earthquake back in 1910, but that was over 100 years ago. Now, to understand why we're having an earthquake there's two things to keep in mind. Number one, earthquakes are normal. Earthquakes happen all the time. Most of the time you don't even feel them, you don't even notice them. Anything over a 4.0, we're probably starting to notice it, but this was big. The area of that part of the country between Sacramento, between the Sierra Nevada mountains and Salt Lake City, is called the Basin and Range province. Basin and Range means that there is a basin, like a dip, and a range, meaning a mountain range. And if you look at a topographic map of that area in Nevada, you're looking at a lot of ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. If you've flown over, you'll notice there's another mountain, there's another mountain, there's another mountain, another mountain, and they all run the same direction. The reason why this is happening is that we think that the layers of the earth, they've got two layers. There's a layer on top that seems to be all put together, but there's a layer below it that is pulling apart and stretching. And as you can see, as I stretch this out, the areas that were all flat, in some places they are deepening a little, in some places they're deepening a lot, and we're ending up with a mountain range, a series of mountain ranges, just because the earth is stretching in that zone. Now, I want to share with you some other interesting information I found as I was researching this morning. Take a look at the volcanic activity that's on the same map with the earthquake activity. There's a picture there I'm sharing with you that's got big red circles. Those are the high intensity earthquakes that we had this morning. Yellow circles are the smaller intensity earthquakes, and then the green triangles, those are areas of volcanic activity. Not that it's an active volcano that's erupting or anything, but it's something where we know it's a volcano, we know that it has the potential to erupt, and then in the midst of that there is a little orange oval. That oval is called the Long Valley Caldera, and that is left over from an eruption, a mega eruption, super eruption that happened like 700 something thousand years ago. But that area is one of California's top 3. It's actually not ranked, but it's listed in terms of high priority volcanic activity concerns for the state, and there are 3 of them, and that is one of them, because it is. The reason I bring this up is because if you look at the map, it's not that far from this earthquake that we had today. I'm not trying to worry you to let you know that, oh gosh, this volcano is going to erupt. It's just something that we take the opportunity for learning about. Whenever something happens that's significant, you try to think about what could be the possible outcomes that would come from this. So talking about possible outcomes, let's talk about the American Civil War. We're wrapping up our Civil War and Reconstruction unit, and as an assessment for that, I want to figure out, well, how do you know what conclusions you've come to about the Civil War and Reconstruction? Was it a successful Civil War? Today I want you to write a small essay, minimum 3 paragraphs. Some of you guys are going to get into it and realize that you need 6 paragraphs to effectively address it. That's cool. If you get at least 3 paragraphs in there, I'm more interested that you're supporting things with evidence and you've got a claim and you've got a conclusion. But minimum 3 paragraphs. You're going to identify one or more of the goals of the Civil War. Now, during the mid-1800s, there was a lot of spirit of reform, a lot of changing things about our culture, about our way of life, about the role of government, the role of government in business, personal rights, and what was acceptable for society. Along with that came abolition and turning down slavery as being part of our regular economy. But think about, what were we trying to change by the Civil War? After you identify the goals, identify what efforts we took to achieving them. Be specific. Tell me, don't just say we went to war to solve the problem of the Confederacy. Well, what were we expecting to happen? What was our goal from going to war? What was our goal with sending troops to the South? What was our goal with burning Atlanta? These are things that you want to be specific about. Finally, write a paragraph summing up the accomplishment. Was it successful? Your answer could be yes or no, or a little of both. That's okay. Explain what evidence you have to support your claim, and why do you think we were successful or unsuccessful. All right. Next week we're going to go into industrialism, and we'll finish up the year with industrialism and industrial giants like Carnegie and Rockefeller, and the science and the industry and the business that went into all of that. Today, log into Schoology, get your attendance taken, and go ahead and work on the complete heading assignment. If you haven't finished that, go ahead and get that done. The voting challenge paragraph, the compare civil wars question, and then now the Civil War success assignment. That's the little mini essay. I'm going to make that due like next Tuesday, so you guys have a few days to work on it. But then starting Monday we'll have another packet similar to the Reconstruction era packet, but this one will be more about the industrial era. I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.